ago. In my earlier days of being a YouTuber, okay, I'd say probably this was like 2011. I think it was 2011. Could have been 2012, but around 2011. One day I wake up and I'm standing. I still remember it like yesterday. I'm standing in the doorway of my bathroom back when I lived in the small condo in Connecticut, and I'm just stretching. I'm just, just moving my arms out like this, and I'm moving my neck back and forth. All of a sudden, as I'm doing that, I get a severe shooting pain down my back. This pain is so bad. This pain is radiating through my shoulder, all the way through my arm, all the way through my elbow, then going up through the top of my arm into my thumb. And this is so bad. I completely lost all feeling in my thumb. It was completely numb. All right. And this excruciating pain probably lasted for about 2 months, and it slowly dissipated over time. It was so bad that this was the era when I was still kind of traveling and playing in fighting game tournaments, because I would cover them and then I would upload the videos to YouTube, and it was content for my channels. So I went to this tournament, and I remember it was for Marvel vs. Capcom 3 when it had first come out, and it was like the hype era of the game, and I was trying to play it. Now, I wasn't great at it or anything, and at that point in my YouTube career, I was early on uploading so many videos, and I wasn't dedicating a ridiculous amount of time to playing fighting games like I had previous to being a YouTuber. But I was still trying to play the game competitively, and when I traveled to a tournament, I was actually a known player. And what I mean by that is, like, people would be like, oh shit, it's Darkside Phil. We gotta be, he's a good player. We gotta be careful when we fight him and stuff like that. Even if it was a game that I wasn't great at, people would know to look out, because I'm an OG of the scene, and that at any moment I could pretty much, play well and beat anybody. So the thing is, I had already had this trip scheduled. I believe it was Final Round was the tournament that I went to. And I went to the tournament, and I tried to play, and I couldn't play the game at all. I couldn't feel my thumb. So I'm trying to do fly combos and launchers and things with Sentinel, and I can't tell if I'm hitting the button because there's no feeling in my thumb. So I'm in the middle, all of a sudden moves will come out, like, what happened? Oh, I must have touched it. So I remember first round, I just played a nobody, and this kid was sweating because he's like, oh shit, I'm playing DSP, and DSP is good. And I just couldn't play. So he beat my ass, and I told him, I says, dude, good for you. You played well, and I can't play at all right now, so I hope you do well in the tournament. And then the next round, I had to play Sanford Kelly. Sanford Kelly. And I told him, dude, don't worry. There is no risk of me beating you here. Not only are you one of the best Marvel players of all time, but I can't even play. I'm in big pain here. So it was just a more mutual respect thing where we shook hands. It was a real fast match. He beat my ass. I was like, all right. And actually, the rest of the tournament, I forfeit because I couldn't play. I was supposed to be in all these other tournaments, and I just forfeit the entire event. And I went back to my hotel room, and I sat there playing Dragon Age 2 in my hotel room, recorded it with a camera, because back then I didn't do direct capture and streaming. So it was just, I used a digital camera, filmed the playthrough, and proceeded to drink, play Dragon Age 2, and upload that playthrough through the entirety of my trip to Final Round. So I think the entire trip, I spent half of a day at the actual event, and the rest of it, I just stayed inside of my hotel room, and no one saw me for the rest of the event. Okay? So just to give you some perspective, this has been an ongoing thing in my life that I've had. Ever since I was younger, I had back pain, and it just sucks. What's happened is, I guess I've pinched the nerve in my neck. If I even move my head to the right at all or back, I get shooting pain. I can move it left, and I can kind of move it forward a little bit like this, but I cannot move it right or back, and it sucks. Not like there's anything I could really do about it. It's just something I've dealt with my whole life. It's this disc up here is the disc I have in my neck, and then my lower back is the other disc that gives me the problems. So it is what it is.